Hello, everybody. Welcome to the second reading. We are going to read The Boy Who Cried Wolf, but the second version of the story, where we will see the wolf's point of view and maybe the truth behind the story. So, if you look at your overview for the week, let's see, it's right here. It says that today, Wednesday, you are going to read the book, and then you are going to find and list those story elements again. So when you go into EDSBY, here we are, in your journal, it'll come up. It's not there yet for me because I'm doing this the day before. Yay! So you'll see this right here. You're going to identify the story elements in this text as well. Go ahead and do it on paper, just like you did for the last one. Here are some words that I want you to start thinking about. Remember that compare and contrast chart we had at school? You can use that, okay? If things are similar, they are alike. Both, same, similar, in common. If they're different, we can use words like unalike, not alike, difference. On the other hand, think of that chart we also had in the classroom as well. So, Wednesday, let's take a look here. Today, here's what you're expected to do. We are going to recall each version of the story. So the characters, the setting, the events, those details, all of those pieces in the story. And then I want you to start thinking of those similarities and differences so that tomorrow comparing is a lot easier for you. So on Friday, you'll have your first performance task. So I am going to start creating a wall of excellence. We'll see who makes it on Class Tag's Wall of Excellence. And maybe, just maybe, I'll send a few to Mr. Catone and Miss Harrison to show off your awesome work. All right. Now remember, because this is practice week, technically this is practice so that you understand how to get on EDSBY and take one of these performance tasks. But you guys have been rocking it out. So I'm gonna really look hard for the ones that did their best work. Okay? So today, watch this lesson. We're going to read The Boy Who Cried Wolf, narrated by the sheepish but truthful wolf. We are going to identify and list those key story elements. And then if you're done, you go on iReady Reading, okay? So that is for Thursday. So let's review. We have our key story elements of The Boy Who Cried Wolf. This is basically the work I should have seen that you completed from Monday. So the setting, it took place in the morning. We were outside in a mountain pasture in the village with sheep. There was the young shepherd boy. If you identified some of his character, you might have noticed in the story it said he was bored, he was lonely, he was playful, and frightened. We also had our kind villagers, okay? So here we have some plot. I want you guys to really focus on the plot, okay? That's the details in the story. What happened in the beginning? What happened in those middles? And what happened in the end? Um, some people got really detailed and awesome with their retelling of the text. And then some people gave me like three tiny little things. I want to see some good amount of effort, okay? Do your best work. Also, pay attention to the problem and solution. Make sure you are using text evidence. Don't just go off of what you know about this story. Don't just go based off of what you've heard your parents tell you, like, you shouldn't lie, go based off of what the text says, okay? Because when the texts get harder, we can't just rely on just our knowledge to answer these questions, especially if we're going to be comparing. So now let's go in and we will go to Myon. Somehow, you can't see it, but there's this bar that keeps popping up for me. You can go in through Clever or you just start going to Myon. It's important that you type in Tampa Heights and you choose the correct one. Make sure it says in parentheses, Lee, Hillsborough County Public Schools. If you don't click that one, it won't let you in. Go to your library, Boy Who Cried, and it'll come right up. Here we are. The Boy Who Cried Wolf. Now, this is available to you in here. It is available to you in that document with the story, and it is right here for you, okay? So let's go through. For those of you that need it, I'm going to read it. Do not listen to me read it if you don't need it. You know who you are. Okay, ready? The Boy Who Cried Wolf, narrated by the sheepish but truthful wolf, by Nancy Lowen, illustrated by Juan M. Moreno. Oh, cool. Newsflash! Just because a story is repeated many times doesn't mean it's true. I should know. I'm the wolf in the fable you just read, and I feel downright sorry for the shepherd boy. Oh, wait, hold on. I have a character, the shepherd boy, because he didn't lie at all. Let me tell you what really happened. My name is Whisper. Strange name for a wolf, right? You see, soon after I was born, my mother got sick and died. A flock of kind sheep, oh, they kind of come into play here, took me in and raised me as their own. As I grew, they made me sheep costumes so that I would fit in. And whenever I wanted to howl, they would shush me. Whisper, they told me. They said that word so often that Whisper became my name. All right, so we already have some characters, so you could be writing those down. We have our shepherd boy, we have Whisper, and we have the flock of kind sheep that took him in. Now let's see. I loved my sheep family, but I couldn't live with them forever. A wolf is meant to roam. So when I was all grown up, I said goodbye and set out on all sorts of wolf adventures. I took up cross country running, tried lots of new foods, made friends with 3 little pigs, but that's a whole other story. I even joined a choir. After a while, though, I started feeling homesick. I decided to pay my sheep family a surprise visit. I was so eager to see everyone that I didn't even bother looking for my old sheep costume. I just ran right into the flock. It felt so good to be back. Oh, that's okay. So that's in the beginning. So he wanted to come back for a visit. He ran right into the flock. See, I'm highlighting that so that when I write in my chart, it's easy to identify that element and write it down quickly. The old, half-blind shepherd wasn't there anymore. In his place was a young shepherd boy. From the look on his face, he was very confused. Why weren't the sheep scared of me? The boy did exactly what he was supposed to do. He called for help. Woof! He cried. Woof, woof! All right. So that is the beginning of the story. When you are going in, let me see, where am I? Okay. So let's think about our setting. You should have identified that we're in a similar setting. It's outside in the pasture. outside of the village with sheep. Kind of very, very similar. So, if you were already thinking about those similarities and differences, you can go ahead and place that at the bottom of a chart. Both stories take place in a pasture outside with sheep. Now, our characters, you got that? Your characters, we have a wolf named Whisper. We have our new shepherd boy, and they mentioned the half blind shepherd, so I went ahead and wrote that down because he must have had an important role in the story at some point, so I did write him down. We have our sheep family and the villagers. I also wrote down, I did this ahead. If you notice a villager's name, you can write down their name here too. So then you have to think, okay, so which characters are similar, right? In the first story, did we have a wolf named Whisper that is telling us the real point of view? No. What kind of wolves did we have in the old story? The first story. Yeah, we just had vicious wolves that went and ate the sheep. So totally different there. We did have wolves, but they were very different wolves. Think of Crow. They both of those stories about Crow were about a crow, but their characters were totally different. Did both stories have a shepherd boy? Well, let's look back at our chart. Ding, 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 ding. Both stories had a shepherd boy. Did both stories have a half-blind shepherd? No, it wasn't really mentioned. What about the sheep family? I mean, they had a flock of sheep, but the text, remember, the actual text, the folktale that we read word for word, did not mention them as a family. It was just a flock of sheep, a group of sheep, okay? And did we have villagers in both texts? Yeah, so that would also be a similarity that you can write down. Okay, so when you guys finish the text, let me see where it went. Okay, this will work for now. When you guys go through and you finish the text on Myon or with this document here, I want you to continue that, okay? I want you to continue reading through. If you need it read to you, let Myon read it to you. If you don't need it read to you, put it on mute like I did and read it out loud and track what you are reading, okay? So let's go here. All right, let me remind you again. Today, identify all of those story elements in this text. All right, so you are going to finish this whole chart right here today. When you are done, go on iReady. All right, that is all you need to worry about today. Tomorrow, I am not making a new video. Tomorrow, here are your directions. You'll also see this in EDSBY. Right. There you are. Here are all of your directions for tomorrow, okay? So you're going to want to read the book again. You might want to read the old text, but we already took notes on that first text and charted it, so you don't really need to go reread it. We've already taken the information out and charted it, okay? If you need to go back and read, go for it. You are going to identify more similarities and differences. So just like I did, you're going through. You're looking at the characters. What's similar? Jotting it down on the bottom of your chart. Okay? Look at the problem and the solution. How did those compare? Look at the plot. Look at the story. I actually found it very interesting when I compared the whole plot. I was like, wow, there's a lot of similarities. So if you only find one similarity in the plot, go back and reread because you might have missed a few things. So when you're done with that and you've identified those similarities and differences, it's time to write. So in your notebook, go to the next page, write the title of the text. Oh, there's two. So you could even just write comparing The Boy Who Cried Wolf. That's fine. Give me the date. Topic sentence. So this one's a little bit more complex. So let's think together. What could I write as my topic sentence if I'm comparing? Think for a few seconds. All right, so you've had a few seconds to think. If you need more time, you can pause the video. You can simply write, both folktales have many similarities and differences. There you go. You're telling the reader what this paragraph is about. If you need more than one paragraph, totally fine with me. But make sure you have a topic sentence. You give me all similarities and differences that you have found. I say all, but you need at least three. Three similarities and differences. And then write your conclusion. Overall, all in all. Okay? So, remember, on Friday, you will have your performance tasks. Okay, so go ahead and focus on that. I think that's all I have for you. Yeah. I will say right here, right now, though, I love, 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 love seeing pictures of you guys and your work. Um, it literally makes me smile. I was walking the dog yesterday outside and just kind of la 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 la. And then I get a text from one of your parents with work that you did and a picture of you. It literally made me smile the rest of the walk. So, awesome, awesome job to you guys that are completing your work already. You rock. I miss you, and I'll see you next time, okay? Bye. I love y'all.